Hi, welcome to my channel. This channel is Against the Big Bang. In this video, I cut from a video, most of them, and I comment that's against the Big Bang, against the current view of science. So, from this channel, this video.
Which also has a very boring name. It is called the Standard Model of Particle Physics. It's an amazingly successful theory, really worth a tremendous amount of adulation. It's an amazing intellectual accomplishment. In that theory, all of the forces, gravity, electromagnetism, weak and strong, they're all different. They all have fundamentally different properties. It was the Higgs boson that was the last piece of the Standard Model puzzle. It makes the weak interactions work, it gives mass to some of the other elementary particles, and it was the last particle that we found.
So this is the way I made my videos. I'm saying like a tea science, this is a coffee with milk. And I want to tell you that the science is wrong. So what he was saying is the standard particle that were invented in the 50s, and I'm telling you that they are wrong, but especially the boson Higgs does not exist. This is an invented entity. All the table that he shows to you does not exist. Even the electron might be the photon, okay? But if you, this is the way I always speak, I'm speaking, like if it seems to you like simple or not, but listen up, this was made between the Switzerland and France, and I want to tell you, like, I'm from European Union, you are like, let's say like brothers, I want to save you. They are tricking you in the schools, and you are believing that you are stupid, and you do not understand the 99% of Nobel Prizes were given on craziness. And if you do not believe me, but listen up, Gavroche, Jean-Pierre, Jean-Michel, Eric, and Finn. This is names from France and Switzerland. The boson does not exist, okay? Does not exist. So let me explain to you what they are doing and how they were tricking even the government and these sums of money. You see, these guys is saying, listen.
Tried to build its own particle accelerator called the Superconducting Super Collider, but Congress canceled the funding for that back in 1993. We left it up to the Europeans to find the Higgs boson. So they built the LHC, this gigantic machine. It's 27 kilometers in circumference, 100 meters underground, cost about $9 billion to build. It's a lot of money, there's no question, but it's spread out over many years, many countries.
So $9 billion you could make from that magnets and that electricity for entire Switzerland, electric cars with that wiring, and that you could make from half of France electric cars. But no. But then when they stole this money and they see they do not have anything, they were lying. And you're not believing that they were lying. So in 50s, this wiring stuff was created, and to say that it is a scratch on it, I'm telling you like a simple matter, but you are believing me. I'm telling you, they are tricking you, and they are arresting you at schools, and the science is wrong. All the standard particles do not exist. The electron is in a way, it is the photon. So you believe me or not, listen. So two cars hitting each other like this. You see, big trucks hitting each other like this. You see? So then if you go in an accident, you will say that the cars were made from that remain of the accident, only if you are stupid. So now listen. There are two kinds of material, like semiconductor and conductor. You break these pieces, more piece, somehow it becomes ionized or conductor. But the energy is not the energy of Einstein. This is kinetic energy of impact made by Leibniz, and its force equals mass times acceleration. I always tell you this, okay? So they say that Einstein, this video, I comment this video, Einstein equation, it is not, it is a kinetic energy of movement, and it's false physics, okay? So, but what they are doing, listen, you break a small piece from this rock or a metal or let's say hydrogen, you ionize it, it means you make it susceptible to electricity, and then you blow it through some tubes like this, okay? And you do like this cuts, hitting, smashing each other. So you see, in when you push it, like you push it through these magnets and these tubes and these cables, or it takes like you will charge these cars that I showed to you. When they are you put some wood on them, okay? So then you hit them and you make some scratch on a detector. This was a method in 50s to take doctorates. Americans invented this, okay? You made a monitor screen and you make some scratch, and you are saying that the scratch as a corresponding particle. And the 50s to take the doctorates, they're running on the we discovered a particle for these methods. So if you have a scratch on a detector, there's a particle, and I've explained to you how they are doing, okay? And then when they observed that they invented thousands of these crazy particles, they reduced only, they could not say that there are thousands doctorate. They needed doctorates, okay? So, but I reduced it to this boson, and the Higgs took the Nobel Prize. And I'm telling you, 99% of Nobel Prizes from 1900s to current day, they are false. They're false. They're crazy people on expansion of the universe. And I'm telling you again, Gavroche, Jean-Pierre, Jean-Michel, Eric, and Finn from Switzerland. They took $9 billion from the government. You see, this guy says that it was introduced the Americans. So there are some really good politicians still. They interrupted, something told them that this is a trick, okay? And then they must justify that they deserve the money, you understand? So you put a screen, you hit this electric charge, and then you have some scratches on an electromagnetic detector. You can make a spherical arrangement from wires like this. Okay, and you can have a representation, spherical representation on each scratch that you have. So in this manner you can have in a spherical representation electromagnetic, like in a microphone. It's not more complicated than a speaker or a microphone. So magnets and electricity, and you can capture anything that moves. So somehow what you saw, that hitting of the camion, of the trucks, you made it in this on this. Imagine like you put cameras all over the place, like a 3D, and you capture the scratch. But that scratch is not boson, my friend. They were lying, and you believe me or not, I'm like from European Union. I am from Romania, okay? But I want to save you from this stuff. That 16 particles were invented for doctorates and do not exist, and explain to you what they are doing at the CERN. And they're still frauding the governments, they're stealing money from there, and there are complex schools in France and Switzerland that you do not understand. And I'm telling you, if you believe that I'm speaking like in a simple manner, but it is true nonetheless. So listen this from Seinfeld, okay? Boson and Bozo the clown. What do you want to be? The Bozo the clown? Bozo? It seems like similar. So look.
Bozo? No. B-O-Z-O.
Sorry.
You've never heard of Bozo the Clown?
No.
So he says you do not know about the Bozo the clown, and because Eric is a Swedish name and Finn, okay, and in the end he says like Eric the clown, you are Eric the clown, and they are tricking you. Listen, George from Seinfeld, Eric the clown.
All right, just forget it.
Forget me? You should forget it. You're living in the past, man. You hung up on some clown from the 60s, man.
All right. Very good, very good. All right, go fold your little balloon animals, Eric. Eric. What kind of name is that for a clown, huh?
It was really in the 1970s that the search for the Higgs boson began in earnest. The 1970s were an era when quantum field theory really became triumphant. Before, in the 1960s, even before that, all the way back to the 30s, we had ideas of quantum field theory, but it wasn't until the late 60s, early 70s that we really knew this was the right way to think about nature at a fundamental level.
All right, just forget it.
Forget me? You should forget it. You're living in the past, man. You hung up on some clown from the 60s, man.
All right. Very good, very good. All right, go fold your little balloon animals, Eric. Eric. What kind of name is that for a clown, huh?
So you see Eric the clown from Switzerland and Gavroche from France. They are tricking you and explain to you these particles do not exist. Maybe I will make another video. I will tell you what is in fact the electron, or okay. So there are materials, conductor and semiconductor materials. It means you can pour electricity in them, but they do not have electricity in them. So energy is not equal mass. How do you are believing Einstein manner? This piece copper nonetheless does not have any electrons in it. You poured it in it. Is it a conductor, a semiconductor? Electricity is a field produced by electromagnetic motor somewhere spins, and you blow it through a wire, and it is a circular movement like this through a wire, and with a quantity and a frequency, and that's they wanted to sell to you. That's the electron. That even the electron, you shoot it through in a TV like through a piece, and you can blow it like you take water in your mouth and you shoot it. Small particles, big particles, and that's what they were saying that is the electron. But even that they do not know, and they pretend they calculate it at the small decimal. And I'm telling you, 99% of the science is wrong. The world is based on the invention. I only wanted to tell you that the Big Bang is false, but I want to tell you that this science is wrong. Okay, so the standard particles are wrong. Boson the clown is not the boson. Higgs does not exist, although the Higgs took the Nobel Prize. But I've told you. Don't tell me that I didn't tell you, okay? So this channel is against the Big Bang, and 99% of the current science is wrong, and I'm not lying to you, okay? So no joke, Jean-Pierre, I knew some French guy were my friends. I go at the Black Sea here in Romania with them. It was fun, French guys, okay? So I don't have anything. I am for you to understand. They're tricking you, and believe me or not, that boson does not exist. When you crush big charge pieces, you will have some scratches, and you can see that they are particles, but they are not. And you can scratch in a three-dimensional manner a sphere or a cube, and you can name them how do you want, and that okay. But if you want to know supplementary, there is an electromagnetic field. It's produced by our galaxy. That is a sphere, and this is a light energetic wave. This passes through everything, and magnetic through rocks, through everything. Even if you do not know, this is the radiation. This is a micro radiation, This is the quantum mechanics and everything that is wrong. Quantum mechanics is wrong. The standard particles are wrong. There's a light energy, electromagnetic energy that is produced by our spherical galaxy. There's not a spiral, and this flows through our galaxies like this, from a pole to a pole, and it is complex field made from electricity, energy, like you are knowing it at this hour, magnetism, light. It is a light. You cannot see light, only at a distance, an object, not light. Okay, so this field is called the cause of the planets. This field enters in planets, and planets comport like every material comports when it's subjected on an electromagnetic wave. So this electromagnetic wave makes an object to be, or like a transistor, you must see Earth like in an electronic manner, okay, or like a transistor, or like condenser, or like a resistor, or things like this. The way how material comports when you electroshock it, or you flow electricity and magnetism through it, okay, produces some waves. And these fields are not the ones who made atoms. They are lying like this. These fields are produced by the atoms on board of our galaxy, clouds, mainly hydrogen, oxygen. The galaxies as stars are put in that clouds. We cannot see the universe, and and produce this magnetic flow, enters in the planet, causes the gravity, and pushes the planet, and makes many things. Okay, and Earth has an electromagnetic field, so the gravity is a complex field, but even a rotational and moving, circular moving vector. Okay, and this is my channel. I am joking, but do not let yourself to become a clown. You are going to believe that you are stupid. Okay. And I've told you, our galaxy is a sphere. We cannot see the universe. The galaxies are start putting clouds, small clouds, like Saturn has rings, electroshock, and the clouds, like thunder cloud, produce the electricity, and the stars, the sun itself is plugged, and the planets are plugged in this field. This field penetrates the mountain, everything. But does not create the atoms or the elements, okay? So if you want to be the boson Higgs clown, okay, Eric the clown, and you are believing that you're stupid, you do not understand my simple language, but they have a simple language and a lying language, okay? So
Bozo?
No.
B-O-Z-O.
Sorry.
You've never heard of Bozo the Clown?
No.
The Tevatron was a facility right outside Chicago at Fermilab, the flagship United States particle physics laboratory. And in addition to looking for the top quark, they were also looking for the Higgs boson. Roughly speaking, every major particle physics accelerator since the 1970s has been looking for the Higgs. There was the Tevatron at Fermilab. There's a dedicated place called the Large Electron Positron Machine at CERN. But look as they may, none of them were actually able to find it. That led us to build the Large Hadron Collider, the LHC.
Even for the governments of this country, the Chinese have one, I believe right now, and Americans still have one, a Tevatron, Betatron, Metatron.
The Tevatron was a facility right outside Chicago at Fermilab.
Bozo?
No.
B-O-Z-O.
Sorry.
You've never heard of Bozo the Clown?
No.
So be careful, dudes. They are lying to you. These particles do not exist. And by charging these two rocks with electricity and smashing them, you will obtain some scratches on a detector. Those scratches do not entail these rocks. These rocks were not made Like so, be patient. Pay attention, even you politicians, because this guy will take money for you, $9 billion, and they could be from that copper wiring and magnets you can make for the entire Switzerland electric cars. Okay, but if you want to lie and propagate this, you are the Eric, and the Bozo the clown. Goodbye. God bless. This is the way I make my videos. Standard particle is wrong, and the boson does not exist. Goodbye.
We figured out many of the pieces of the standard model of particle physics. We knew that there were quarks, there were gluons, there were W and Z bosons out there. We didn't discover the W and Zs until the 1980s, but we knew they had to be there. Even the top quark, which was hypothesized back in the 1970s, everyone was convinced it was there and we would eventually find it. And ultimately, we did find it in 1995 at a particle physics accelerator called the Tevatron. And finally, in 2012, we found the Higgs.
How could you not know who Bozo the clown is?
I don't know, I just don't.
How can you call yourself a clown and not know who Bozo is?
Hey, man, what are you hassling me for? This is just a gig. It's not my life. I don't know who Bozo is. What, is he a clown?
What, is he a clown? What, are you kidding me?
Well, what is he?
Yes, he's a clown!
All right, so what's the big deal? There's millions of clowns.